Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns was attacked to end last week's episode of WWE Raw, which has led to speculation that he was written off TV. It seems that this isn't actually the case, as ahead of this week's episode of Raw, Triple H has shared an update that shows that Reigns is on the poster for Clash in Paris. Clash in Paris takes place in just 3 weeks' time, and already, Logan Paul vs. John Cena has been announced, which many assumed would headline the show. Reigns' current feud with Bronson Reed could actually be the main event for Clash in Paris following this announcement, since this is the biggest feud on Raw at present. Since John Cena is no longer world champion, WWE could make the decision to drop his match down the card, but there's also the pull of it being Cena's final event in France. Roman Reigns could finally get revenge at Clash in Paris. Roman Reigns has been beaten down by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed several times over the past few weeks, and now he deserves to get some revenge. Reed has also stolen 2 pairs of his shoes as part of these attacks, and it's time for Reigns to get revenge. Reigns and Jey Uso came out on top at WWE SummerSlam, but Seth Rollins' cash-in meant that nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's also unclear why Uso didn't back Roman Reigns up on Raw after their win. At present, it seems that Reigns and CM Punk may have decided on an alliance, and they could be the 2 men going after Seth Rollins' stable. The only issue here is that they will still be a man down, and it's still unclear what the match at Clash in Paris will be. The WWE Universe was left stunned, confused, and buzzing late Monday night after an explosive and controversial ending to WWE Raw that sent shockwaves across the wrestling world. Just moments after Roman Reigns made a surprise appearance, his first on Raw in nearly 2 months, an unexpected and vicious attack left the Tribal Chief down, clutching his ribs, and the WWE Universe in a state of disbelief. By Tuesday morning, speculation ran wild on social media, with hashtags like #PrayForRoman, #WhoAttackedReigns, and #Bloodline crumbling trending worldwide. And then, in typical WWE fashion, the drama was taken to another level when Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, made an official statement in a live-stream press conference that both clarified and complicated the situation. The Raw attack that shook the bloodline. Reigns' appearance on Raw was already a rare event, as he primarily rules SmackDown. But with tensions boiling over in the bloodline storyline and rumors swirling about new members and possible betrayals, his arrival had fans glued to their screens. Earlier in the night, Roman confronted Seth Rollins in the ring, teasing a potential cross-brand championship clash that had the crowd roaring. The segment ended without physicality, but the tension was palpable, especially with Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman noticeably absent. It was in the final segment of Raw, however, where chaos erupted. As Reigns was walking backstage toward his SUV, the camera caught a sudden blur of motion, and within seconds, the head of the table was blindsided. A steel chair shot to the back took him down instantly, followed by multiple stomps to his ribs. The assailant was dressed in black, wearing a hoodie pulled tight over their face. The attack was brutal but swift, with the mystery figure sprinting out of frame before security could catch them. The closing shot of Raw showed medics checking on Reigns as commentary shouted, "Who did this?" Triple H breaks his silence. By Tuesday afternoon, WWE's official channels announced that Triple H would address the incident. At exactly 3 p.m. EST, the game appeared live from WWE headquarters, the company logo glowing behind him. His tone was serious, his voice steady, but there was an unmistakable tension in his expression. "Ladies and gentlemen," Triple H began, "what happened to Roman Reigns last night on Raw was not part of the show. That was an unsanctioned, unprovoked attack that endangered the health of one of the greatest performers in WWE history." He paused, allowing the gravity of his words to sink in before continuing. "Roman has suffered bruised ribs and a mild concussion as a result of the assault. While he is expected to recover, he will not be cleared to compete or appear on WWE television for the next several weeks." The announcement immediately set social media ablaze. Fans began debating whether this was a storyline injury or a legitimate setback. Triple H, however, wasn't done. The shocking twist. Triple H leaned forward in his chair. "What makes this situation even more complicated," he said, "is that based on security footage and internal investigation, we have reason to believe this attacker wasn't a stranger, but someone Roman knows very well." Gasps erupted in the live chat as Triple H clarified that the attacker had ties to the bloodline and that the evidence would be revealed this Friday on SmackDown. The COO then dropped the bombshell that left the wrestling world scrambling for answers. In light of these events, Roman Reigns has made a personal request to me and the WWE board. He has asked, and been granted, the opportunity to address the WWE Universe face-to-face with his attacker at the upcoming premium live event, Clash at the Castle, inside a steel cage. The announcement was met with a mixture of cheers and confusion from fans. Many had expected Roman to take months off, but the idea of him confronting his attacker so soon hinted that the tribal chief wasn't going to sit back and let anyone, even family, disrespect him. Fan theories explode. Within minutes of Triple H's announcement, theories began flooding the internet. Was the attacker Solo Sikoa, finally making his move to usurp Reigns as leader of the bloodline? Could it have been Jimmy Uso, tired of being sidelined? Or was it someone from outside the family, like Seth Rollins, playing mind games ahead of a potential match? Some fans pointed out that the figures build didn't match Solo or Jimmy, speculating that it might be Jacob Fatu, a recent WWE signee rumored to be joining the bloodline. Others thought the attacker's movements seemed calculated, almost like a trained veteran, perhaps a returning WWE legend with unfinished business. A small but vocal group even floated the idea of The Rock, citing recent teases and the long-rumored head of the table showdown that's been brewing for years. Backstage reactions leak. Sources backstage at Raw reportedly told Dirt Sheets that Roman was furious but focused after the attack. He allegedly refused to leave the arena until he'd watched the security footage himself. One anonymous staff member claimed Reigns muttered, "They just made the biggest mistake of their life," before storming out. Paul Heyman was also spotted leaving the building in a hurry, declining to speak to reporters, a move that only fueled speculation that Heyman may have known more than he was letting on. Triple H's final warning. Before ending the press conference, Triple H made one final statement that sent chills down the spines of WWE fans. "This is more than just a rivalry now. This is personal, it's dangerous, and it's going to change WWE forever. Whoever did this. You've got a target on your back, and when Roman comes back, there's nowhere to hide." With that, the game walked off, leaving the world waiting for Friday's SmackDown, where all eyes will be on the reveal of the attacker. The road ahead. While Roman's injury will keep him out of physical competition for a short time, Triple H's announcement makes it clear that this storyline, whether real, scripted, or a mix of both, is about to dominate WWE programming. The steel cage match at Clash at the Castle promises to be violent, emotional, and career-defining. The question is no longer just who attacked Roman Reigns? But what happens to the bloodline when the truth comes out? If it's Solo Sikoa, we could be witnessing the official fracture of one of WWE's most dominant factions. If it's Jimmy Uso, the family drama reaches Shakespearean levels. If it's an outsider, then Roman's enemies are multiplying, and the tribal empire may not survive. One thing is certain, Triple H has lit the fuse, and the explosion is coming sooner than anyone thought. The WWE Universe is counting the days until the SmackDown reveal. And when the truth finally comes out, it may mark the beginning of the end for Roman Reigns. Or the most dominant comeback in WWE history. Because if there's one thing we've learned about the tribal chief, it's that you can knock him down, but when he gets back up, you're going to regret it. If you want, I can also write a follow-up piece imagining the SmackDown segment where Triple H reveals the attacker's identity. That could make this story even more explosive.